Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's New York City Council vote for the Committee on Consumer and Worker Protection. At this time, please silence all electronic devices, and no one may approach the dais. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Harvey Epstein. I want to welcome everyone to our first meeting of the Consumer and Worker Protection Committee. I really want to thank my colleagues who are here, Krishna, Ariola on Zoom, Brewer, De La Rosa, and Osei for joining us today. I want to introduce members of the committee staff, Natalie Meltzer, and her emails, and meltzer@council.nyc.gov, Sarah Swain, who can be reached at sswain@council.nyc.gov. I look forward to working with you all to advance the work of this committee to help consumers and workers' rights in this great city. Today, the committee will consider whether to override 4 bills passed by our legislature at the end of session that was vetoed by the mayor. Introduction 408A relating to creating division within the Department of Business Services to assist street vendors and reporting regardless of such assistance efforts. Intro 431B in relationship to expanding business licensing and regulatory compliance of all mobile food and general food vendors. Intro 1251 in relation to issuing licenses for mobile food vending and general vendors. And Introduction 1391A in relation to establishing compensation standards for security guards. The committee will also consider whether to recommend that the mayor's vetoes M0005-2026, M006-2026, M0012-2026, and M0015-2026 be filed. The bills we are considering today represent a major step forward in street vending and security guards. The former mayor's vetoes on these bills on his way out of the office was callous and undermined the many hours of public testimony, meetings with stakeholders, and negotiations to get this legislation passed. Introduction 408A, sponsored by the Public Advocate, will create a division of small vendor assistance within the Department of Small Business Services, offering training and education to conduct outreach to street vendors. Introduction 431, introduced by Councilmember Sanchez, will expand the number of licenses available to vend food and merchandise on the sidewalks of New York City. The first expansion of licenses for general vendors since the 1970s. It would also expand street vending licenses, increase the share of enforcement agencies, require an inspection of street vending as they set up, increase penalties and violations for certain sitting requirements. The bill would also add requirements the vendors keep the area around their cart free of garbage and maintain their proof of their trash disposal. It would also expand the Street Vendor Advisory Board and require the board to examine and make recommendations pertaining to these requirements. 1251A, sponsored by Councilmember Farias, would clarify that DOH, MH, and DCWP can continue to issue street vending license applications until the number of license issues reach the maximum set by law, provided there's demand for these licenses. And finally, Introduction 1391A, sponsored by former Speaker Adams, would direct security guards to provide security guard employees with minimum wage, paid vacation time, supplemental benefits that meet or exceed the minimum wage, paid vacation time, and supplemental benefits required by the private sector for security guards engaged on the City of New York public service contract that exceed $1,500. Now, unless any members want to make a quick statement, I'd like to read a statement by the sponsor, Councilmember Sanchez, with one of our bills, who was unable to make it today. I know. Before I do that, does anyone on the committee want to make any statements? Seeing none, I'm going to turn to Councilmember Sanchez's statement. Thank you, Chair Epstein, and congratulations on your assignment as council member. You share that Intro 431B was the first bill you signed on to, and thank you for the override of the veto on 431B as your first act as chair. Today, New York City is finally reforming its street vending systems in a way that works for everyone. By overriding Intro 431B, we are replacing decades of dysfunction with the system that's more just for vendors, more predictable and fair for brick and mortar businesses, that delivers more orderly shared spaces for all New Yorkers. This reform breaks through arbitrary license caps frozen in place since the 1970s and delivers deep change and many long believed was impossible. Access to licenses is paired with meaningful consequences for bad actors and monitoring by a more diverse set of stakeholders. Thank you to infatigable staff and members of the Street Vendor Project and brick and mortar business owners, bids, supermarkets, bodegas, and restaurants who kept showing up on the hard meetings, the agent staff who understood that dignity and order must go in hand, and to our speaker, Julie Menon, for her leadership in getting this historic reform across the finish line. As the daughter and granddaughter of street vendor, this historic moment is deeply personal. We are ushering in a new era in this city, how it treats its small businesses and manages shared public space. I'll fight tooth and nail to ensure every part of this law is fully and fairly implemented so these reforms deliver on their promises for vendors, for brick and mortar businesses, and consumers, and all New Yorkers. Thank you, Councilmember Sanchez, and thank you for your leadership on this issue. Now we'll be voting on the file items. Shall we accept and file the mayor's veto message, and shall we pass introduction 408A, intro 431B, intro 1251A, intro 1391A, the mayor's veto message notwithstanding? Oh, and thank you, Councilmember Hanks, for joining us. I know it was early morning and a long trip, so I appreciate you being here. All right, let's do the roll call.
Good morning, William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Consumer and Worker Protection. All items are coupled. Chair Epstein.
Yes.
Brewer.
I absolutely, yes. I do want to comment and thank Councilmember Sanchez. I also want to point out to the bids and the chambers and the bricks and mortars, people who are concerned about enforcement. I know that the chair of this committee and also of the sponsor of the bill is very committed to enforcement. I am very committed to enforcement. I also want to thank the Street Vendor Project because it is a wonderful advocate for the vendors, but also understands mediation and making sure that there is enforcement. So I think we have a good group to make sure that these bills are enforced properly, that vendors get the jobs they need, and I think it'll work. We all have to work together. But I do want to thank the sponsor and let the bricks and mortars know that we're all paying attention. Thank you very much.
De La Rosa.
And I also want to take a moment to congratulate Councilmember Sanchez on her extraordinary leadership. This was a hard conversation, mostly because we're all trying to balance, one, supporting vendors who make the fabric of our communities that much more brighter, and also because we're trying to balance that with quality of life issues that are still existing in our community. I know in my community, 181st Street is the Duarte of the Dominican Republic, and we're better for it. But I know there's a lot of issues that come with that. So I want to thank Councilmember Sanchez for her thoughtfulness in her leadership, and Chair Epstein, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to working with you here as well. I vote aye.
Hanks.
I vote aye.
Krishnan.
I vote aye. Congratulations to Councilmember Sanchez for her extraordinary leadership with this package of legislation. And congratulations to Chair Epstein for an A+ on his first vote.
Osei.
I vote aye.
Banks. Aldebola. Ariola.
Thank you. I vote no on 1391, 431, 1251, and aye on 408A. Thank you.
Thank you. One moment. All items have been adopted by the committee with a vote of 6 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and no abstentions, with introduction 408A being adopted by the committee with 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, no abstentions. And the roll will be held open at request of the chair.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day, and I know it's going to be a long day for all of us all.